Hey, I'm Steve Bignoti here in Saybrook, New Hampshire with Steve Contarino, the owner of many interesting things, mostly checker influence, but this is something unusual. This is a Kaiser-Fraser pickup truck. Now, Kaiser-Fraser erupted just after World War II and there was more demand for cars than Detroit could produce. So independents like Kaiser-Fraser made their own vehicles for a while. Tucker was one of them too, for that matter. But this is something that Kaiser-Fraser never made from the factory. However, Earl Madman Muntz, who also sold Kaiser-Fraser cars, built this thing as a service vehicle to advertise his dealership in Los Angeles. And we have a picture of it here showing the vehicle when it was in use back in the day. And this has been converted from a four-door sedan into a pickup truck. And we can see back here, the tail's been modified radically. But again, this is something that they would have sent out to do service calls. There were two of these built, apparently. Maybe
three, yeah. And it was actually used at the dealership. We have the original dealer plate, 1950 dealer plate.
Yeah, DLR for dealer, and 18 would have been Muntz dealership right there.
And we also have the...
And who was Earl Muntz? Well, he made his fortune with TV sets. And this is before World War II, but this is an outgrowth of that, was his ability to have a Kaiser-Fraser dealership. And this is part of his dealership. This is one of the vehicles that they use to deliver parts, make service calls. And this has the 3-speed manual transmission. We can see the surgery done on the roof. Nicely done, stick welded, but again, pretty decent work. His body shop was certainly up to snuff to make a pickup truck out of a four-door. And Kaiser and Fraser were similar, but not the same. Same corporate ownership, if you will. But the Fraser was a lesser known. Here's the remains of the Fraser here. But again, Kaiser and Fraser had the same sheet metal. I think different grille. That was about the extent. But under the hood, always the Flathead 6. And here it is. Not a big powerhouse, but there it is right there. Maybe 115 horsepower, but again, flathead. And very simple, rudimentary, no push rods, no rocker arms, very bulletproof. And a 3-speed manual backing this one up. And here's the Kaiser-Fraser cowl tag right there. And what are the plans for this one?
Well, this has got to be restored, Steve. This is a true piece of history. You know, Earl Madman Muntz is mostly famous for his the Muntz jet. But, you know, it's truly unique that he created something, too, as well as a combination sedan and pickup, that it exists is truly amazing. It's something that truly needs to be preserved. So that's what I like is seeing things and having things that are part of automotive history and preserving them.
And getting back to the Muntz jet, he basically bought Curtiss little road racers and repurposed them. When Curtiss, I think, went bankrupt, stopped building street cars, and it became the Muntz jet. You can get them with a Cadillac V8. I think some had a firepower Hemi, perhaps some Buick power. Yeah. But again, the Muntz jet was sort of the car. Maybe this thing towed a Muntz jet to
who knows? Maybe
Torrey Pines road race down San Diego.
Yeah,
could be.
Yeah, true. But yeah, it's a true part of American history right here. Yeah.
Another part of history, basically, Kaiser basically made millions, more than that, building victory ships for World War II. The joke was we can build them faster than the Germans can sink them, as it were. But again, Kaiser made millions also in highway systems in the 1930s in Los Angeles. And again, ships in the World War II, during World War II. And then after that, right after the end of the war, they got into the burgeoning domestic car maker market, and it was a seller's market, and they could build a car and put it out there. These are decent cars, very rudimentary. Flathead, I believe automatics were available on some of these things, but always a Flathead 6. There were some supercharged cars, the Kaiser Dragons, I think, and Kaiser went until about 1955. Never had a V8, so they were always sort of like, going for the secondary market. But again, decent car, but again, one of three, probably the only one left.
Could be. Well, no, because there is a green one that's fully restored. So if anything, it's one of two that remain. There were three, but I don't know about the third one. I do know of another one that's fully restored that sold at auction for quite a lot. But what they did was they gave it a resto mod. So it is, but it isn't. This one will stay true to what it was, and that's what I want to do. I don't want to put a small block in it. I want to keep it just the way it is, and just preserve history.
I would say that with what you do to a car, you can either compliment the car or insult it. You're going to compliment this one.
I would love to, and like I said, I just I want to preserve it for the future. And one thing, digging into the the history of this Kaiser and Kaiser-Fraser. I didn't know it. They were one of the #1 suppliers of automobiles to the U.S. Army and the military.
Yeah.
So, you see those war movies and you go, wow, I never really noticed all those Kaisers. And now I said, yeah, hey, I did notice all those Kaisers.
And we can't forget the Kaiser Jeep, which kind of won. And Ford made some too, but Kaiser pretty much did the lion's share of production on those things.
Exactly.
So really a historic car in so many ways.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for watching, and tune in for more junkyard crawls and just roadside crawls. Tomorrow, we'll be back with more.